In Inception, we never actually find out if this top falls over or not. From the very first shot of Cobb washed up on the beach to that final cut to black, the movie keeps us stuck between this is real and this might still be a dream. Every image feels a little unstable, like it could flip into a different reality at any second. In this video, I want to look at Inception as a kind of postmodern dream movie. My main argument is that the film uses stacked dream worlds, weird time, and an open ending to make reality feel like a simulation. I'll be connecting it to ideas from people like Baudrillard, Jameson, and Deleuze, but in a way that actually makes sense if you're not a philosophy major. One of the first big ideas the movie throws at us is that dreaming is technology. When Cobb explains the whole dream sharing thing to Ariadne at the Paris cafe,
Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know what's happening. That allows us to get right in the middle of that process.
How?
By taking over the creating part. Now, this is where I need you. You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
it's not just him saying, hey, dreams are weird. He's showing her that you can design a dream, put people inside it, and make them treat it like it's totally real. Later, when we see the warehouse full of guys who come every day just to sleep, the chemist tells Ariadne, they come here to be awake. That line basically flips reality around. For these people, the dream is more real than their actual lives. This lines up with what Baudrillard talks about when he describes simulations, worlds of signs and images that feel real, even if they don't have a solid original behind them. The passive machine and these custom-built dreams are basically simulations you can plug into. You don't ask if they're true, you just live in them. The movie really leans into this idea of simulation when we get to the heist. There's that planning scene where they lay out all the different dream levels on the board: city, hotel, snow fortress, and then limbo under all of it. It's literally a stack of realities, each one built on top of another. During the big climax, Nolan keeps cutting between these levels. The van chase in the rain, Arthur floating around the hallway, the snow base getting blown up, and then Cobb and Ariadne down in limbo. Each level has its own style, its own rules, even its own genre. One feels like a crime thriller. One feels like a spy movie. One feels like some kind of dark fantasy. But none of them are the real world. They're all designed spaces that depend on the team staying asleep and the tech working. If anything in that chain breaks, if they miss the kick, if the sedation fails, those realities just vanish. That connects to what Jameson says about postmodern culture. We jump from one slick, intense surface to another, one style, one genre, one spectacle, without ever getting to some deeper, stable truth underneath. Inception does that visually with these dream layers that all look complete, but are basically stacked simulations. On top of the layers, Inception also messes with time in a way that really screws with our sense of what's happening. We get the rule that the deeper you go, the slower time moves. So when the van falls off the bridge in the first level, it's one quick moment outside. But it turns into this drawn-out, slow-motion event that lasts almost the entire heist inside the dreams. In the hallway fight, gravity keeps shifting because of what's happening in the level above. Arthur's body is spinning, the hallway is rolling, and the camera doesn't give us a stable up or down. Our eyes are constantly trying to adjust to a frame of reference that keeps changing. And then in Limbo, when Cobb finds Saito as an old man, time basically stops feeling like normal time. It's just these strange, floating images of an empty city and a long-ago promise. Film theorist Gilles Deleuze talks about movies that don't just show actions in order, but make us feel time itself stretching, looping, or breaking. Inception does that constantly. We're not just watching a sequence of events, we're juggling multiple timelines and realities in our heads at once. Our perception is always a little bit behind, trying to catch up to the film. All of this leads to the ending, which is probably the most famous part of the movie. Cobb finally makes it home. The music swells, his kids are in the yard, And for a second, it feels like a classic Hollywood "we made it" ending. The camera stays low, at the kids' height, and only shows their faces once Cobb lets go of his guilt. Emotionally, it feels right. This should be the real world. But then there's the top. Cobb spins it and walks away, and suddenly the movie shifts from "he's happy" to "wait. Is this still a dream?" The camera doesn't follow him. It stays locked on the top. We see it wobble a little, like it might fall, and then the film cuts to black before we can find out. This is narrative ambiguity on purpose. The movie refuses to give us a clear answer.